What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Chuck Berry. And we're going to listen to another rock and roll classic this time as we continue jumping around a bit through the Millennium Collection 20th Century Masters compilation from Chuck I have. And yeah, no particular place to go. This one is a famous tune. I'm sure it's been used in movies and shows, maybe even commercials over the years. Definitely one that I heard when I was younger. And it refers to a guy who is very enamored by his woman. They're out on the town in a car. I think she's driving. I think it's like his woman's next to him behind the wheel, something like that. But yes, they don't really have anywhere specific to go. So they're driving around. I think they park somewhere and he's trying to get her belt off, but he can't do it. And they take a stroll under the moon. And yes, it sounds like a date where they're just happy to be with each other, and even though they may not have a clear plan, they're enjoying each other's company. I think there's a suggestion that he's sort of eager to move things along, if you will, but is either unable to do so or again thwarted by something like a seatbelt. But yeah, it's a fun tune. It sounds like they have a great time. It is very much a young couple in summer type of tune. So let's give it a listen as Luca is absolutely ridiculous. This is Chuck Berry, No Particular Place to Go, included in the Millennium compilation that I'm working from.
Riding along in my automobile, my baby beside me at the wheel. I stole a kiss at the turn of a mile, my curiosity running wild, cruising and playing the radio, with no particular place to go. Riding along in my automobile, I was anxious to tell her the way I feel. So I told her softly and sincere, and she leaned and whispered in my ear, cuddling more and driving slow, with no particular place to go. Place to go. So we parked way out on the Kokomo. The night was young and the moon was gold, so we both decided to take a stroll. Can you imagine the way I felt? I couldn't unfasten a safety belt, riding along in my calaboose, still trying to get her belt to loose. Home I held a grudge for the safety belt that wouldn't budge, cruising and playing the radio, with no particular place to go.
Classic. It's just an utter classic. Of course, I love the guitar, especially when it flares up in those two solo or like instrumental sections. The piano's great. It's more supporting in this one, but we definitely hear some moments where it's really flourishing and, hands sliding down the keys. I enjoy the like stop-start nature to the verses with Chuck's vocals bridging those brief like instrument gaps. So I like the way the tune is composed. Again, there's a lot of comedy, and I think that vocal delivery where it gets a bit more intense, it's like, can you imagine the way I felt? And then I forget what the line is right after that, but he burns his vocals even a bit hotter, so you can feel him excited, having a good time, but wanting more of a direct connection, more of a physical connection, but again thwarted a bit by the seatbelt. But it sounds like they're very into each other. You know, he's telling her how she feel or how he feels. She's whispering something in his ear. They're cuddling more and driving slow. They park. They take a stroll. So yeah, it all sounds like an idyllic summer night back in the 50s between a couple in love. So yeah, it's great. I think Chuck again is very charismatic in his vocal delivery. Luca, you are absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, if you like oldie timey rock and roll, I feel like, you know, this is very much in the center lane of that style and that time. So once again, big shout out to Chuck. As I mentioned, there's a few tunes on here I haven't gone through. I think I've now reacted to all the ones that I'm very familiar with, you know, going back years, decades, like Maybelline and Roll Over Beethoven, Rock and Roll Music, Johnny Be Good. So the ones remaining I'm less familiar with. Maybe I've heard them, but on the page or in the moment, I can't quite think of how some of them sound, like School Day, Sweet Little 16, I think I've heard that, but Carol, I don't know if I've ever heard that one. You Can Never Tell, that doesn't ring a bell. So yes, definitely there's a few more to go through, and they might be a little unknown to me or certainly less known, and that might be fun as well. So from the adorable Luca and I, do let me know what you think, and we will see you next time. Peace.